Hello, welcome back to another video. I thought I'd quickly jump on today and we would have a quick look at the rest of our May budget. So we've just come to the end of this week here. So you can see we've had our income. So we only had a small rollover, the wages, so that came to $2,850. Then the bills that came out, so this is that SGIC one that I always get confused with what actual date it comes out on, because it gets thrown around with like public holidays and things like that. So it actually didn't come out in this one, it came out the week prior. Mortgage was $433, so that's our small mortgage week. The vehicle finance is $183. Childcare was $78, so a bit cheaper than what we had budgeted for. Phone recharges $40. The doctor we didn't have to pay for, the children got seen and it was bulk billed, and I had to pay $7. We had a outstanding amount from out of hours school care, and then the council rates, which we paid with that money that we've been saving up for. So I haven't really included, I was thinking about putting it up here, but I thought I'd write it in there, but that it's been paid with that, so I've got a record. I can look back that we did pay it, whatever. It's sort of what works for me. So yes, so that then the bills were a total of $741, so that leaves us with $2,109 left over. So groceries $200, fuel was $50, medical $50, house $50, and fun $50. That totals $400. That leaves us then with $1,709. Now I had some things written in here, and they're more just, I knew that this week, because it's the wage week, we've got to have a high rollover because we're paid fortnightly or bi-weekly. These are sort of in here though, just for me to keep on my mind that, you know, I need to do that $135 for the rest of our registration for the year, and the other ones that I want to be putting money to, and you know, to continue putting extra aside for that loan. So our rollover was $1,709. So now this is, it's the 11th today, so this is our new budget week that we're on. So I'm not expecting anything to come in for rent because the council rates are due, and our property manager, as soon as she gets a bill, she pays it straight away. So I'm going to assume we're not going to see any rent in the middle of the month. So I'm saying that we're only going to have our rollover amount to fund this week. So we've got UE, that's 2 insurances, that's $172. Mortgage, it's our higher mortgage week, so $530. Now I've put this one up a bit. I'm just not sure, we haven't received anything saying that our interest rates are going up here. If you're in Australia, you know that the minimum interest rate has just gone up. So a lot of people are having, you know, their interest on things are going up. We only have one portion of the mortgage that is fixed, so there are 3 other portions that are variable. So I put it up only a little bit just in case, you know, we are hit with a bit of a rise in our interest rates. Holden Finance is always the same, $183. Childcare, I just always allocate $120 for that. AHM is our hospital and extras cover, $121, and AGL $150. So we pay it monthly, and I don't know, somehow I missed paying the previous month's bill, so this is 2 months worth of the bill. So we have solar on our house, but it is going up. Our feed-in tariff has been dropped down to a really low amount, so we're not really seeing the savings as much as we were the previous year when we had the higher feed-in tariff. So we're going to look into potentially maybe getting a battery for the property, just so that we generate lots during the day. We've got a really big system, and you know, we're feeding lots back into the grid, but we're just not getting the money back now that they've dropped that feed-in tariff. So that might be something that we'll start saving up for over here, because I believe they're, you know, quite a few thousands of dollars. So, but it's definitely something I want to look into sooner rather than later, especially now that I'm working from home. I know I can claim back my power and things like that on tax, but that's only once a year that you can claim that. But we've got to pay the bill monthly, so you know what I mean. So after all the bills from our 1,709, we're left with 433. So the bills come in at 1,276. So from the leftover of the 433, I've got 200 for food, 25 for fuel, 30 for house, 35 for medical, and 35 for fun. That's a total of 325 for the envelopes, leaving us with 108. Now that's the end of the bills are paid, you know, those things are funded. So the 108 I'm just going to put to the Holden Finance, because that's the next week now is going to be a payroll week after, so we don't need to have a rollover to fund anything. I've then come ahead because I always like to plan sort of as far ahead as, like, I do the whole year if I could, but really I like to do a month at a time just to have it all in there to see how much potential extra money, you know, we'll have left over for things, or do we need to look at, you know, getting funds from somewhere else, like how are we going to cover things. So this week, the 18th to the 24th, we've got the wages coming in. So I thought, because we both get paid on the same day, I'm just going to from now on put both of our wages into the one, because it takes up 2 spots. Sometimes I use all the spots, so I don't know. I thought I'd see how I go with it. And then Centrelink 180. Now I forgot to put in the Centrelink the previous fortnight, but then we had something come out of my Apple iTunes account that shouldn't have come out. So I'm currently trying to get that money back. So that sort of ate up a lot of that money. So it's kind of a good thing I didn't count for it anyway then, because it sort of disappeared and now I'm trying to get it back. So this week we've just got Disney, the mortgage, Holden Finance, childcare, and I've just put in, need to probably pay an OSH bill. So that's the out of school hours care. And then we've just got our usual food, fuel, house, medical, fun. So you'll know that we've usually only ever had food and fuel, but I've started to include these 3 more just to make sure that we're putting money away to cover it. Again, we've got the high rollover amount here because we need to fund that next week. And then the bills on, this is the last week of this month. It is the SGIC, that one that I never know when it actually comes out. So it usually gets accounted for twice, but better to account for it twice than not at all. So SGIC, mortgage, Holden Finance, childcare, AHM, and then our mortgage insurance. This one here, we didn't have a lot left over in, you know, the budget. So I've just done 200 for fuel and left 172, which will then go to the Holden Finance. But I still do need to save up for that car registration, and I put a line through there. Just, I think I was, from this week, you know, that we don't really save anything extra on that first pay week. And I just put a line straight through, and then I thought, why did I do that? So I had to wide it out. So I still need 135, which I've just written in pencil there. I need to not forget about that because I really want to fund. Oh, excuse me. Oh. It's been a long few days. The baby, he's got just a cold, and our middle child's decided that sleep is for the weak and that none of us need that anymore. So really the person that is sleeping best at the moment is the baby, so that's fun. Now, I know I had said previously that May for us was a 3-pay month, and you probably sort of looked at this and gone, well, you've only had the 2 pays. That's because it takes a day for the funds to sort of clear in our bank account. So technically we get paid on the Tuesday, we only see the funds on the Wednesday. So that's why then we've had to, our wages, because we both earn like our base wage and then we get commissions or bonuses, it was quite a lower wage, especially for my partner this month, because it had to get broken down over 3. So we'll see that next wage then come in on, I can't turn the page here, the first week of June. And then I'm not sure, I think June should just be a normal 2-pay month, like naturally, so the wage will probably be higher. I hope that makes sense to you. Now I thought, just out of interest's sake, because I'm planning on starting now, I ordered from Carocash with my, if you're on my Instagram, you would have seen I've been doing some different surveys, and my YouGov survey account, I had redeemed back $25 in the PayPal, and I thought it's basically free money. And as you know, I say every time, I wish I could buy like things like this and nice stickers for my envelopes and that sort of thing. I decided I'm going to use the survey money to buy these things that I just don't have money for in our budget of our everyday life. So I decided, you know, to treat myself, and this she had available for free. But then I've also gone and purchased some. I just haven't printed them off yet because my printer here at home is out of ink from printing a heap of work things while I was working from home, and I just can't be bothered going to the office shop and buying more. So but I thought, seeing as I'm starting to do, and this is just for the winter, so this will start in June. I did get the autumn one, which I thought I might try to do for May. Obviously I'm going to be, and I thought I'd just do it for the month of May, but I'm going to be chasing my tail a little bit now on that one because it is the 11th. But obviously I've got to fund that somehow. So I'm not really sure what I want to do, because I guess medical, house and fun and fuel, these are ones that we're just building to grow, to cover bills and things like that. So I don't really want to pull the money out of those ones that I have left over each week, because especially with the medical one, you know, to fund like a doctor's visit is like $80, so you know that'll never be enough. So it needs to be one that grows. So probably it's more a sinking fund, but it's just, I like to have it as the cash. So really that means for me that the only one I have is my groceries, or my food one, that I could pull the extra money from. And now I've just got to go get it. It's not in here. It's in my handbag still. So I'll just pause the video and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with that envelope. So, and I think I have a few coins that are in the bottom of my bag floating around. So I had to go to the shops then last night to grab a few things I had forgotten, so like that dog food, and then I had to take back the ham that I bought. If you watched my grocery haul video, when I opened that up, it was not right, so actually we took that back to the supermarket. So yeah, had to go grab a few more things. So what we've got left over then from it is 20, 40, 50, 60. So that's what I've got then that I could use towards doing some of these challenges, which I see a lot of other people doing and they look really fun, and I want to do it. I want to have fun. So I think, you know, the budget is fun anyway, but I really love to be able to do something like this. So I think, you know, obviously then this week with my leftover having $60, because we put our coins in the coin jars, so I'm not going to include those. If I did want to do the autumn one, which I bought, I could, and I want to do it like just for the month of May, just to see how far I can get sort of with it. I would then potentially, yeah, have $60 to use towards the the autumn one, sorry. I'm spiraling here. It's just the lack of sleep is really catching up to me these last few days, and I found it really hard this week, like work. I just am not motivated at all to do anything, because I'm feeling really exhausted this week, just with, yeah, our middle child, the toddler, there's something, she keeps saying there's something scary out my window, there's a monster. We've tried everything, and yeah, she's just really stuck on that and doesn't want to go to bed. She says, I don't want to go to sleep right now. So, and she's a very strong-willed little person, so it's just been really tough for everyone in the house, I feel. So what I'm going to do is, in this spare envelope, I'm going to, can't get these other ones back in. Okay, I'll do that in a minute. I'm going to write on here, well, if I find my permanent marker, my savings challenges. So we'll just put it on a post-it note here. Pen will roll down the side of the desk and disappear forever. Okay, and the coins have to go in the jar. Then also, just before I go, because I didn't want this to be a super long video, I coloured in a few more spots down here on my little like weekly things that I'd like to do. So obviously, like, I had videos, I think I did 2 last week in the end. I did my gratitude journal, I did 3 days of that. Only got to do my move my body once, so not good. But if you're a mum or someone that just has like a busy life, you know all too well, sometimes it's just really hard to find that free time, and I'm really struggling with that at the moment. Being back at work now, I'm sort of rethinking, like, maybe I need to cut my hours down a little bit. Maybe I've taken on a bit too much. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure yet what I'm going to do with that. So watch this space. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for today. I've got to go get my cash out now that we're in the new week. So I've got to get $300 out, because you'll know that fuel one is always an electronic funds transfer that we do there. So 300 out, and I'll pop back up with another video then in the next few days, counting out that cash, putting it into the envelopes and filling in some of the things here, and maybe potentially looking into what our meal plan is going to be for the next week. So we're still very fully stocked with our groceries, so I don't need to go grocery shopping probably until the weekend now. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining me, and yeah, thank you as well to all the new subscribers to my channel. So if you've managed to stick it out to the end of this video, thank you very much. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.